This question asks us to take a look at the two lines that are given to us and determine whether, if we graphed them, they would be parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So before we can do that and justify our answer, we're going to need both of these to be in y equals mx plus b, because that's the best way to identify the slope. So this line over here is already really the way that we want it. So we know right now that the slope of this line is 3 because it's set up. So here my slope is 3. On the other one, I'm going to have to get y alone. So I would start by adding 6x to both sides. So now I'm going to write the right-hand side as 6x plus 8. I usually like to have the x first because that's how I'm used to seeing it. Now I have to divide everyone by 2. So I get that y equals 3x plus 4. Now that I see it this way, I can definitely tell that this slope is also 3. So that means that my lines are parallel because my slopes are the same. So for my justification, I just have to write something like parallel because the slopes are the same, or the slopes are equal, something to that effect. Okay, so I have another example here on the next page. So I have another two lines. I didn't rewrite out the instructions, but they're the same. We're trying to decide if this is parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So again, I've got one of these already set up. So right here, I know that my slope is -1/2. And so now I need to go ahead and, like last time, rearrange this into y equals mx plus b. So the first thing I would do is I would move the 2 over to the other side. This gives me 3y equals 6x minus 2. And now I need to divide everyone by 3. So now I get that y is equal to 2x minus, I'm just going to leave this as a fraction because I know it'll give me a decimal, minus 2/3. Okay, so now it's easier for me to tell that the slope of this line is +2. Okay, so this one is not as obvious. When it's parallel, it's pretty easy to tell. So right now I've got the number 2 and -1/2. Well, I know that I can actually write 2 as 2/1. This is helpful because now I can really see that 2/1, when it's flipped and given a negative sign, gives me -1/2, and those are called negative reciprocals. So these two lines are perpendicular, and the reason is because the slopes are negative reciprocals. So those are two of the scenarios that can happen. If you were to get slopes that were not the same and were not negative reciprocals, then you would say that the two lines were neither parallel nor perpendicular.